Childhood trauma often turns us into people pleasers, and this can silently sabotage our adult lives if we don't process and heal it. So if you ever wondered, why can't I say no? Why do I constantly put others' needs ahead of my own? Why do I feel guilty or ashamed when I take care of myself? Then this video is for you. So let's get into it. Why do so many people end up as people pleasers? The short answer, it was a survival strategy you developed in your childhood. When kids grow up in unsafe emotional environments, they learn to adapt however they can avoid punishment, rejection. Here are some examples of how this happens. You had controlling or dominating parents who made every decision for you. You were punished, threatened, or emotionally manipulated when you didn't comply. You were made to feel guilty or selfish for expressing your own needs. You had to take care of your siblings because your parents were absent or incapable. You were forced into the role of the listener for your parents' problems. As a kid, your parents withdrew love or affection when you disagreed with them. You were raised by narcissistic parents where peace only existed if you submitted to their demands. I grew up in a family like this that broke me to the core. I experienced all of these examples, but I was able to heal myself with the help of God. So don't panic if you are relating with this. We can do it together. So in this type of environment, you learn that being yourself is dangerous, but being what others want keeps you safe, and that is very self-destructive to have as a mindset going through life. So let me break this down further with the concept of complex trauma. When a child experiences ongoing emotional harm, their brain adapts with survival instincts known as the 4 F's: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. This is where people pleasing comes in. Children are often too small to fight or run away. Freezing can help in the short term, but eventually the brain resorts to fawning, being what others want you to be, suppressing your own needs, becoming hyper attuned to others' emotions to avoid rejection and punishment. You might have looked like the perfect child, always kind, helpful, and agreeable, but inside you are simply trying to survive. So here is where it gets deeper. Out of complex trauma, kids also develop intense shame. I'm not lovable, I am not good enough, if I'm rejected, that's my fault. And with that shame comes the belief I must get others to like me to feel okay about myself. So what do you do then? You people please. You can't say no, you give too much, you ignore your own needs, you become addicted to external validation. Guilt also plays a role. If your family had cycles of abuse, you might have learned that people pleasing is how you make up for bad behavior, whether it's yours or someone else. And fear is another factor you learned. If I stand up for myself, I will get punished or rejected, so you never do it. So it's safer just to give in and please others. Why is it so dangerous if you don't heal this? First, you are never going to be able to develop a strong sense of self. You will keep on attracting manipulative and toxic people into your life. You will burn out from constantly taking care of others. You will feel resentful, yet guilty about feeling resentful. You will not be able to set healthy boundaries with the people around you, and you might become stuck in unhealthy relationships and situations for the rest of your life. Even worse, many people pleasers carry an underlying negative, critical mindset towards themselves. If anything goes wrong, they automatically blame themselves and spiral into shame and guilt. Over time, this mindset damages your relationships, your career, your mental health, and your potential happiness. So, what can you do to heal the people pleasing? First, practice mindfulness. Whenever you catch yourself wanting to say yes out of fear, out of guilt, ask yourself, what is really driving this? Second, clear boundaries. Very important. Learn to say no without apologizing, without feeling bad about it. And limit time around highly negative and manipulative people. This is very important. It doesn't matter if it's your family, your best friend, stay away from them. Third, rebuild your self-worth. Focus on what you need, what you want, not what others expect from you. Practice self-validation. Remind yourself you are worthy even when not pleasing others. You don't need their approval. 4. Avoid negative spirals. Watch out for when shame, guilt, or fear start driving your decisions. Sit back and analyze what is going on. Stay aware of triggers, stress, transitions, loss, criticism that pull you back into people-pleasing patterns. And number 5, surround yourself with supportive people. Seek new relationships where your needs, feelings, and boundaries are respected. You don't have to keep the same people around. It's okay to let people go. Here's what you need to remember. People-pleasing isn't about kindness and love. It's about survival. It's about unhealed wounds from your childhood. But as an adult, this survival strategy is hurting you. So it's time to heal. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to say no. And you are allowed to stop managing others' people's emotions. It's not your burden to carry.